Today we're looking at the FiFine K688, a dynamic microphone that promises warm, detailed audio with zero distortion. Now the model I have here is the K688 CT, which comes with its own microphone stand. Now FiFine says that this microphone can handle everything from podcasting to live audio, all the way to recorded vocals. In this video, I'm going to tell you if it's any good. Let's get into it. My name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech for Everyday People. Today, we're looking at the FiFine K688 dynamic microphone. Now, full disclosure, FiFine did reach out to me, asked me if I take a look at this product. Although they did offer it to me for free, they're not seeing this video before it goes up. All my opinions are my own. Now, let me say up front, I am not an audio expert, let alone a microphone expert. For more videos on microphones and other AV gear, check out my buddy John's site at Coffee Talkin' Tech. Now, the microphone I have been using for a little while is the Rode PodMic, and so I will be referring to that microphone a lot in this video, and eventually I'll be doing a head-to-head comparison test so you can decide which microphone sounds better to you. Now, the microphone I'm using to record most of this video is actually the FiFine K688, but it is going through some audio processing. Now, when I get to the head-to-head test, you're going to hear the raw audio that's coming from these microphones before any processing happens. The K688 is both a USB and an XLR microphone. So for those who are just starting to upgrade your audio equipment and you still don't have an audio interface that uses an XLR microphone, it's nice to know that you can start with this. And then if you do upgrade and get a nicer audio interface, it's nice to know that you can bring this along and use the XLR ports. Now, this has a sensitivity of negative 58 decibels, which means that you're probably going to need some kind of mic booster, such as a Fethead, Cloud Lifter, or what I'm using is a Clark Technic CM2. Now, this is the similar sensitivity to the Rode PodMic and even the Shure SM7B. Now, I'm not going to get into microphone sensitivity, but it's nice to know that the sensitivity is on par with some of these more expensive broadcast level microphones. And the last thing I'll point out is that this has an SPL of 130 decibels. Now, the SPL refers to the maximum pressure that a device can handle before distorting or even breaking. Now, this having a high SPL level means that you can use this in a high variety of applications, all the way from vocal content like this, or use this with most instruments, and even up close snare drum recordings as well. Now I'm using this microphone as a USB microphone, and there are a few advantages of using this as a USB microphone. First, you can take advantage of the different knobs in the back. So one knob is to change the audio levels for your microphone, and then the other is to change the audio levels for the output. And yes, there is a 3.5 millimeter jack where you can plug headphones in. And this not only allows you to monitor your audio in real time, but also you can choose it as an audio output on your computer. So you can listen to both your microphone and the output coming from your computer. So this is really good for a phone call or some kind of interacting Zoom call or anything like that. And then also, the last advantage of using this as a USB microphone is that you have a dedicated mute button on the side, which turns red when your microphone is muted. And remember, this only works when this is used as a USB microphone. This microphone does have a cardioid pattern, which picks up most of the sound from the front, less on the side, and none from the back. It's designed to focus on what you point it to and while reducing some background noise. So I have it pointed right in front of me right now. So I'm going to do a test, and then we're going to turn the microphone and do different tests. My name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech for Everyday People. Right now we're pointing to the front, and I'm going to turn the microphone to the side. Now we've turned the microphone to the side. It should be less. My name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech for Everyday People. Now we're going to point it to the back here. Or point it away from me. My name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech for Everyday People. Right now the microphone is pointed away from me, so you should barely hear it as well. Let's do some more microphone tests. And right now I'm using this as a USB microphone still, but what you're hearing is the raw audio What I will fix in post maybe are the levels, but I'm not doing any processing. Now with the built-in grill and pop filter of this microphone does pretty well with plosives. So I'm going to read a few statements with a lot of plosives, the P's and the B's and all the different things. Now I have this off angle. I'm not speaking directly into it, which is how I would normally use this microphone. And it's only about 2 or 3 inches from my mouth. So let me read some statements here. Please pass the pepper and the peas. Big Brown Bears buy blueberries bagels. Tap the bright blue paper box. Again, I have this a little bit off axis, and you should never have the microphone or speak directly into the microphone. You should have it a little bit off axis as well. Let's do a microphone comparison between this microphone and the Rode PodMic. Now, the audio interface that I'm going to be using is the Stream Deck Plus with XLR dock, and I recently did a review on this combination. Now, I'm going to be using the same XLR cable for both microphones, and I'm going to have it pretty much in the same position, a couple inches away from my mouth. Now, to give you a little bit more context of my environment here, I am in my home office basement. It's not sound treated at all, and it is a little bit noisy. I do hear the fan from this backlight over here, and so I just want to give you a little context. But what you're about to hear is the raw audio, and the only thing I'm going to change are maybe some of the levels, but I will change them evenly for both recordings. My name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech for everyday people. Right now, you're hearing my voice on the FiFine K688 dynamic microphone. How does it sound? My name is Patrick, and this is Everyday Tech for everyday people. Right now, you're listening to me on the Rode PodMic. How does it sound? The last thing I'll point out is that this is the K688 CT variation of this microphone, which means it came with this microphone boom arm stand or mount. Now, this is an okay stand. It's your typical microphone stand boom arm that you'll find on Amazon. It's made of aluminum. It has some springs on it to keep it in place. Now, it is pretty good, and it clamps onto your desk. Now, I typically use a low profile microphone stand or mount. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll notice that this video is a little bit more zoomed out because I zoomed out so you can see the microphone in the shot, because this is a microphone review video. Now, typically I'm a little bit more zoomed in, so I usually have the microphone off camera and not in view. But I just wanted to point out that this variation does come with this microphone stand. What do I think of the FiFine K688 dynamic microphone? I think it's a great microphone at a great price. Now, compared to my Rode PodMic, I actually thought it did better in the comparison test, giving me a more fuller sound. Now, will this be replacing the Rode PodMic as my full-time microphone here at my home office? I would say no. And it's not because it's not as good as the Rode PodMic or even better. It's because it's very versatile. I like how it's both an XLR and a USB microphone, so that means I can use this in other places other than my office here. With my Rode PodMic, because it's an XLR, I need an audio interface, and because it's on the stand already attached to my desk, I'm not going to be moving it around that much. But with this microphone, I could use it anywhere, and because it's a USB microphone as well. Now, would I recommend getting this microphone? I would say definitely yes. And especially if you don't have an audio interface or you want to get one in the future, this is a great microphone to start with. This will reproduce very great sound for very different, high variety of applications. Now, thanks again to FiFine for sending this out to me. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Till the next one, see ya.